House leadership of House Senate. Now we Fredrica.
Honorable members, prayers. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this solemn Parliament. Grant that the promised identity, as in thy sight, give divine guidance to the executive director of the movement, and thou members of Parliament with discernment and wisdom, integrity and courage, that through the labors of this new Parliament, the interests and wishes of members will be well and truly served, and thy good purposes for the common human life be realized in our policies. O God, grant us the vision of our new Parliament, whereas in our belief, the fraternity of righteousness, where man shall want his neighbor, the fraternity of peace, where the evil and poverty shall none away, the fraternity of brotherhood, where all societies shall family and service, and honor shall be given to them. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality, inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought and sacrifice to see the day of becoming the utility of unity for our Parliament, Ghana and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, we will proceed to item 2 on the agenda. Communication from Congress. Honorable members, the founder and his two companies hereby welcome all new candidates on board as this House commences its second session. This House is the flagship program of the movement, and therefore is given the needed attention. The success of this House depends on you, the youth of this. Let's contribute to make this a reality and make it easy for our government, viral, and impactful. Thank you. Honourable members, we'll proceed to item 3 on the order paper. Communication from the speaker. Honorable members, a happy new year to you all. As we gather here for the first time this year, we come to good faith and honor. As our December session held on the 11th of December 2022, the House voted out 27 members, in addition to the 2 seats declared our democratic city. During the recess, the House also nominations for 2096, and our applicants were vetted, and today they are present here to be sworn in to office to assume their full status as independents. During the recess, the House was engaged in massive publicity activities. Unfortunately, I didn't see majority of the youth MPs participating in this publicity activity. I hereby encourage you all to promote and boost our social media candidates. The House also held an orientation for all youth members to teach them about the House structures and offices and activities. Hopefully, our youth members now know what is expected of them. Honourable members, as we gather here for the first session of the second session of the second Parliament of the YIP Parliament of the Federal Commission, we rest assured that the second session is going to be loaded with interesting debates and capacity building opportunities. Members are expected to be consistent in their attendance of sessions and to fulfill their financial obligations to the House. Honourable members, this opportunity given to you as a joke and should not be be taken for granted. The opportunities here are not monetary, but of goodwill and will bid for you in your future endeavors. As we commence this sitting, I wish you all and I welcome you all to our second session. Honorable members, per convention, we do an introductory session. So as per practice, we start from the minority. When you are given the opportunity to speak, you will address the speaker in the House, you tell us your name and your constituency, and whatever you need to add to relate. So, we will start from the MP in the red, then to go and come to the ladies. So, we'll start from the minority side. There's someone who proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Kodzi Amanor. Thank you for Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Kwakye. Thank you for course I represent.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I go by the fact that you have trouble constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is MP for constituency. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Narh for Lower West.
The Speaker of the House, and our General, MP for Lower South.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The name still remains in obscurity. MP for CV and the ranking member for Welfare Committee, and also the second deputy speaker for the House meeting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the only interest of majority, my name is MP for Practice Chairperson for Good Governance and Democracy and Acting Majority for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. House. My name is Mr. You pay for all of them. The only commercial activity I will ensure that the job for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is MP for my Caucus. Mr. Chairman for the
Thank you, Mr. Speaker in the House. I go by the name Amanor,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I go by the name Idris Abbas, MP for Greater Valley Constituency.
I'm sorry, MP for Amanor constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Ivan Kili, MP for Kwakye West, ranking member of Sports Committee, also a member of the Senate Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members of the House, my name is Harriet Senani Abude, MP for both Central Constituency, Chairperson for Special Budget Committee, and ranking member for Media and Publicity.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. My name is One Thank you for our constituency and majority team. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Kwakye, MP for Apajato South, First Deputy Speaker of this August House, the Chairman for the Administrative Committee, and Board. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I respond to Amanor, that's my name on document. But I respond to Amanor, that is my actual name. MP for the constituency. The only constituency should have produced two first And Mr. Speaker, while my colleague on the other side was simply giving a statement that I found very disheartening. He says the only threat to the majority. It means the remaining members of the majority are down like a special analysis. Mr. Speaker, and to also proceed, it is also disheartening to note that today the majority and the majority are not in the chamber today. They have started the same behavior they have executed in the first session, of which the leaders of the House go up to the House, and then someone who set a claim to be a threat, set a claim to be. We don't even know him. Someone who's acting is of the argument that he is a threat to us. We the land are sitting down. And then the attempt is telling them that it's not going on. Thank you very much.
I want to be Sarah again as Deputy Clerk at this city.
Thank you. My name is Fredrica.
Thank you very much. So our position to introduce our MPs who are working. Let's hear from the observers.
Thank you. May I have
I am Hon Jones Amegashie-Viglo, your Speaker of Parliament. Honourable members, we proceed with business. May I call my majority leader to present the Business Committee report to the House of this city. Reverend Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and House of Speaker. I respond to Amanor. Before I proceed to read out the Business Committee report for today's sitting, I would like to register 4 members of the majority, so I who have submitted their appointment absence as far as today's sitting is concerned. So for the purposes of the record and on the table of it, we have Honorable Bright, Apple MP for Adako constituency, is back home engaging and having some few discussions with you as far as SIXTH Parliament is concerned. We have Honorable Narh, MP for Yoruba constituencies. She's also back home. We also have Honorable Kwakye Amanor, and then we have Honorable Kodzi. He's currently writing his examination. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to register the appointment of elections for 2016. Mr. Speaker, as I said earlier, the business committee met to debate, to come up with the other paper and the order of business for 2016. We were the argument that it should be a topic where everyone can contribute well. So some members suggested we debate the debt exchange program that is happening carried as far as haircuts and then all the financial things that are concerned. But the argument, and then some members also were the argument that this is a very delicate economic issue that cannot be discussed by us. Though we can do the discussion, I will born out of a lot of emotions and sentiments. Political will be there, and they will not be able to make headway as far as the debate is concerned. So unanimously we agreed to come up with this motion for today's system, which we have on the other paper. It's a sustainable democracy. It's the future of African countries. Should Ghana remove its democracy or adopt the Western constitutional monarchy? So the minority is speaking on the Western constitutional monarchy, as we have in UK, in Italy and Spain. The majority side is speaking on Ghana improving democracy as far as our constitution is concerned. So the majority is speaking on Ghana improving democracy. The minority is speaking on the Western constitutional monarchy. To proceed with the speaker, as we have all unanimously agreed that item 7, 8, 9, item 14, 15, 16, and 17. Okay. So item 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, and 17, and 16 should be ruled out of today's matter paper so that the order of business for today will only be item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, and 19. I thank you very much for the speaker for the opportunity.
So honourable members, that is the business committee report for this sitting. Are there any comments? Honourable members, what is the SIXTH Parliament's adoption of agenda and order paper? Over here it is business committee report. So if you have any questions for the business committee concerned today, you can as well raise your hands and you'll be given the opportunity to ask your questions before we adopt the report of the committee. In the absence of any question, the business committee report is adopted just like the votes and proceedings and official report. So on that note, the business committee report for the first sitting of the second session, dated Sunday, 29th January 2023, is hereby adopted as business to be transacted for today's sitting. Honourable members, we proceed to item 5 on the other paper. Votes and proceedings of the 5th parliamentary sitting. The votes and proceedings were sent to our parliamentary page. Second parliamentary, so if you are there, why do you take over there? We are not able to print mathematical copies. So we'll take it page by page. And for time, we'll take corrections and matters arising at the same time. Honourable members, votes and proceedings. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Honourable members, for your attention, everyone on page 3, except, oh no. So So page 4. Everyone on page 4 except number 10, which is item F as according to the House of Parliament. And replace item page 5. In the absence of corrections to the votes and proceedings and matters arising, the votes and proceedings of the 5th Parliamentary Sitting, dated Sunday, 11 December 2022, is hereby adopted as true reflection of proceedings and attendance of that sitting. Honorable members, item 6 on the paper, official report answer of the deputy parliamentary sitting. They are taking corrections and matters arising at the same time. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Honorable members, in the absence of any correction and matters arising from the official report of the 5th Parliamentary Sitting, dated Sunday, 11 December 2022, is hereby adopted as true records of parliamentary debates for the said sitting. Yes, Honorable President, Speaker.
Thank you very much, the Speaker and our guest for the opportunity. My name is Fredrica, and I'm standing at the point of information because I realized that a lot of members were looking confused while we were going through the two reports we took. So, honorable members, these reports that the Speaker is talking about were dropped in PDF form in our week, the YIP Parliament, the second Parliament. So, if you are not part of that group, then you should duly prompt the leadership of the House so that you will add it, because the documents are normally dropped there so that honorable members can peruse and then be privy to the information before we get it, so that the discussion can be more fluent. Honorable members, thank you very much for your attention.
Okay. May I acknowledge the table office for ensuring that votes and proceedings and official reports are adequately presented to be adopted as the incumbent sitting. Honorable members, we proceed to item 10, commencement of public business, appointment committee report. May I invite the First Deputy Speaker to present the appointment committee report and move the motion for its adoption.
Thank you very much, the right honorable speaker and the guest house for the opportunity. It has been something that was on the hearts of those who love this community, that we make sure that the right thing is done back there. We make sure that we uphold the right procedures and systems here. So it seems like when we realize that some members were being inactive and due process was followed to find out from them whether they were ready to work with us. Indications came that some members did not have a place among us. So as such, the House really put them out, and then there was quickly a replacement procedure. So as the first deputy speaker of the House and chairman of the appointment committee, it's our duty to make sure that we do some vetting for the new applicants and then the positions that applicants will fill. We have 32 applications,
And then, because we have only 29 spaces, we were able to push for 29 of these 32 members to sail through. So their names are rightly on the papers that we are holding. So quickly, I would like to take the few people who are available so that.
I think we need to present the entire report.
Okay.
Present all of it.
And that's like honorable members, the new MPs appointed with their constituencies. The first we have the South Sudan, the Volta region. We have the Honorable Kennedy Atta, who will be representing on the minority side of the House. We have the Honorable Mark Bless Domebeni, also from Akan, the Umti region, who will be representing on the majority side of the House. Then the next is Cratch East, and the MP is Christian Dong, who will represent the majority side of the House. And then Ikwata North, the Umti region, represented by Peter, majority. Abetin in the Eastern region, represented by Honorable Mary, the Tega minority. Adjacent in the Eastern region, represented by Dajudi Haruna, the majority side. Akim Oga, Eastern region, represented by Honorable Kofi Annan Kwanzaa, the minority side. Also Manso, represented by Honorable Joshua Tete. Honorable members, before I proceed, kindly pardon my pronunciations because evidently I'm not too good with all the words, maybe because of the side of the world that I happen to be coming from. So pardon me. I will proceed. Akropong in the Eastern region, represented by Paramount Eli Nelson on the majority side. Esujaman in the Eastern region, represented by Senyo Nude, the minority side. Ayenswano in the Eastern region, represented by Oliver Mauli, minority side. New Joaben North in the Eastern region, represented by Honorable Samuel Nana Eidu, minority side. New Joaben South, Eastern region, represented by Honorable David Deladem Akoli Kumsen, majority side. Then Ofuase Ayerebi in the Eastern region, represented by the Honorable Selom Kofi Komla, minority side. Okere in the Eastern region, represented by Honorable Enoch Ado, majority. Upper West Akim, Eastern region, represented by Honorable Ernest Kluche on the minority side. Ablekuma North in the Greater Accra region, represented by the Honorable George Righteous Kiku on the minority side. Amasaman in the Greater Accra region, represented by Robert Fianu on the majority side. To Anya Sotum in the Greater Accra region, represented by Honorable Emmanuel Apia on the majority side. Then Ayawaso Central constituency in the Greater Accra region, represented by Honorable Prosper Poatin on the minority side. Ayawaso East constituency in the Greater Accra region, represented by Honorable Oliver Mensah Bedra on the majority side. Ayawaso North in the Greater Accra region, represented by Honorable Solomon Abomabik on the majority side. Botiano Angleshi Amanfrom in the Greater Accra region, represented by the Honorable David Armstrong Donko on the minority side. Okai Kwe North in the Greater Accra region, represented by the Honorable Samson Nyungwani, minority. Tema Central in the Greater Accra region, represented by Emmanuel Osabute, majority side. Tema East, Greater Accra region, represented by Honorable Peter Asipa Onyami, majority side. And we have Trobu constituency in the Greater Accra region, represented by the Honorable Happy Ethia Ahove, something like that. On the minority side, we have last but not the least, I think the most difficult constituency name in my list, Weja Bawe, in the Greater Accra region, represented by the Honorable Abbas Idris, who will be repping from the majority side. Honorable members, this is the list of the members that have been able to sail through the appointment process and stand presented by the appointment committee to be approved by the House and would be sworn in thereafter and be duly recognized as MPs of this House. Honorable members, I plead with the House through the leadership that this report be accepted. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable President, Acting Second Deputy Speaker, kindly second the motion for adoption.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The name still remains in Oxydoji. I rise on my feet to second the motion being moved by the First Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, motion moved and seconded is now for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, are there any comments on the Appointments Committee report? Let me first hear from Honourable Gyimah. Honourable Gyimah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Evans Gidi, MP from Kwakye West. I believe the appointment committee has actually done a good job. They tried their best. I want to just suggest one thing. I believe the honorable members that were presented to the Honorable House for approval, I hope the appointment committee has done a thorough job. That is, investigating whether they are part of the movement or the caucus before they approve them. Because we don't want to see a situation whereby after approving the honorable members, we will not see their face as it has happened. We remove some people and then creating another vacancy so that we will not continue doing the same thing day in, day out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As a legitimate concern, Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the guest. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. I must say the appointment committee has done a very good job as far as this appointment is concerned. Notwithstanding that, at the last sitting that the 29 MPs were booted, I was the one who championed that particular cause. Some of them were very good friends of mine. Very, very good ones, very good friends, close friends of mine. But as far as the business of youth impact parliament is concerned, once you don't be serious, we'll show you the way so that others will be permitted in. And then with the same vein, we show them the way and then you were permitted in. If it will go the other way around, we'll show you the way and others will be permitted in. As Honorable Gyimah has equally said, it's very important. Maybe you are new here, so you may not be getting the relevance of what we are doing here. But I'm of the argument every now and then that not all of us will end what we are doing here. Probably in the next 8 years, you will be seeing me on the television as MP for Ningo Pampang constituency. So I want to be taking what I'm doing here very seriously. So that in the situation where I'm MP for Ningo Pampang constituency, the work in Parliament will not be new to me. Because what we are doing here is of no difference from what is being done in Parliament. So to the new MPs that are present here, you are welcome. To we at the majority side, we are welcoming you. If you go the lifestyle that the old MPs who have been booted out, if you want to tour that particular part, me and my members here, Honorable Adej and myself, will be the ones to move the motion for your departure. I don't want the situation to be like that. And I want to see all of us pushing youth impact parliament to where we are currently. Again, to the new MPs who have joined, I realized that during the orientation online, it was only a few people who joined. And I'm seeing some of you guys who have joined being booted really, really very soon. Yes, that one day I can assure you, because a lot of people are outside there who want to join. And I'm glad that you have joined the movement, that we are ready to make impact. I'm of the argument that if we don't change our attitude what we are doing currently, we are not the future leaders. I'm saying we are not the future leaders. Nobody should deceive all of us seated here. Nobody should think we are the future leaders. We are not the future leaders. Because if we continue with the attitude and lifestyle as we are doing currently as youth, then just imagine how the future will look like when we are being handed over the entire country to look after. With the kind of mindset and the kind of corrupt nature that we have in our youth, in our ice houses, in our NASPAs, in our GRASAC, and all those student politics area, then you are being handed Bank of Ghana to handle in the future. Then Ghana is in trouble. So to the new MPs, before the question is being put for your final approval, I want to say thank you for coming and joining Youth Impact Parliament. And then this is a place that we will all learn. We are all learning from each other. I learned a lot of things from the new guys who have joined. I learned 1-2 English that I'll be adding to my vocabulary very soon. And I'm sure you will also be learning from me as time goes on. You will learn from everybody. So at the end of the day, we'll put Youth Impact Parliament where you want to be. I want to say that this is the only youth parliament in Ghana, very active and very vibrant. You can check out the model parliament that we have. Just that we don't have the attention that the others have, but we will have the attention when the right time comes. And when that time comes, you'll be part of that particular journey. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Vincent Barcel.
Sit down.
Honorable Barcel Vincent. Yes. Please give him the microphone. And then from there, we'll go to Harriet, and then we'll take over. Honorable Vincent.
Thank you, Speaker House. My name is Vincent Barcel, Youth MP for Kwakye. And Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the opponent committee for doing a great work. For that matter, let me commend my friend Adiche Kwakye Felix for doing that awesome job. Mr. Speaker, I also want to just advise the newly appointed MPs that they should be up in their games. Like the majority leader said, they may not value what we are doing here, but if they should take it serious, it will help some of them, because school has taught us that after we university, when you come here, let the school pass through, you also pass through the school. Make accidents, make sure that they are not fatal. Learn all the lessons you can learn, but not the bad one. And I also want to say that, yes, I've seen nice faces over here. Don't be intimidated by what the majority leader will say or me. Just feel free. When I came here for the first time, I was a backbencher, but gradually, you see, I'm on the front seat. You ask yourself, the vision and mission for this Youth Impact Parliament is that we want to do capacity building, public speaking. I can remember when I came to level 100, I did over here was the TUSA president. I also have the intention to go for audit chairman, right? I think my faculty engineering students were here, and I gathered the momentum, highly spiritual. Only for me to come and stand here and that everything I've forgotten everything. And even how to be mentioned audit has become a problem. And I was confused and I was embarrassed. And for some week, they started calling me auditor. But I sat back, came back forcefully. Then I began to learn. Because initially I was so shy. Even how to talk in public, presentation. My voice would be as if frog that swallows shea butter. Do you understand? But Youth Impact Parliament has given me a whole lot of platform to talk. Even to you all over here, we are all colleagues, but if you don't have the courage, you cannot even stand up and say, thank you, Mr. Speaker. You'll be shaking. So I urge all of you that just feel free. Don't be intimidated by what anybody will say. Feel free, make your point, make sure that you don't offend anybody. So I wish you all the best, and you are welcome to Youth Impact Parliament. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Harriet Abudi, and for Whole Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just to add to what my honorable majority leader says, and my MP for Kwakye West. Yes, I want to thank the appointment committee for doing a good job, but I would like to add that what happened, all the lists they've mentioned, we've not seen some faces here. And I want to plead to the finance committee that I hope the levy is on. The list was just not mentioned long like that. They are dues, their levies as well on, so that the special budget committee can do a good job as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Honorable Robert.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My name is Robert Fiaonu, MP for Amasamai. Yeah, a fortunate representative for Amasamai. So I'm also an appointed MP. Yeah, and I'm very happy. But actually, I want to ask some questions. The first one is that maybe some MPs were booted out. We know some MPs were booted out. That make us fortunate to also occupy those seats. And I want to know so that we, the incoming ones, will not also maybe go against maybe those rules and regulations that were being maybe, yes, were being levied against them, that they've breached those things, so that we will also not be victim of those things. I want to know maybe those rules and regulations. And also to, the second is that during the process to be appointed as MP, we were told to come on, during the event, we were told to come on Google Meet. I think that was, Google Meet. But I want to say that maybe we, those who may not be fortunate with technology, or maybe the place where you are, there is kind of network problem and all that, can there be a platform where maybe there will be a face-to-face vetting, where maybe those people who are not able to go on the Google Meet, so that there will be a platform for them to also maybe take part in the vetting, Yeah. So those are my questions.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Let's receive the last comments of Honorable Kodzi, and then the first Deputy Speaker will give his remarks before I put the question. Honorable Francis Kodzi.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the House. I just want to recommend the appointment committee for doing a great job, and also to just say brief to the newly appointed MPs that this has been a platform that has built some of us, that today when we've been given an opportunity to speak, no matter if they gather the whole Ghana, we'll be able to speak because we build the confidence here. So don't take this platform as a joke, and don't feel like we are here to play. I mean, the way you take this part serious, normally we do, as I came here, a lot of MPs do visit us, and when they come here, they are also observing. So if politics is what you want to do, over here you can build proper networks and a whole lot. So if you really want to be part of this movement and be part of this great initiative, then you have to be serious. So as others have been booted out and you've been brought in, equally, same thing can be done if you are not serious. So the main thing that could let anybody boot you out is when you are not coming to our sittings. That is the brief advice I can give to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's receive remarks from the first Deputy Speaker before I put the question on the motion to adopt the report of the Appointments Committee. Honorable First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker in the Guest House, once again for the opportunity. I would like to speak to some of the comments that were made, or suggestions that were made by honorable members. The very first one being about whether we were particular about the people that we are giving the nod to work with us. In fact, the process of becoming an MP, as we all know, is not one it's not a lazy one. It is quite rigorous. So by the time you get through to being part of us here, it means you have been able to put in the effort to show that you are interested. So it is not, it wasn't done maybe lightly. The form filling for the form filling online. Some members even complained to me that they felt it was Herculean, but it is part of the process, the vetting itself and all that. So yes, I would like to commend my committee as well, the Honorable Francis Kodzi, and then the other members who were able to help us through the whole vetting process, and then Mr. Speaker himself. The Honorable Member asked a question. In fact, the 29 members that we actually pushed out, the basic reason is because as you have presented yourself to the House to be sworn in, ever since they filled the forms online and then appeared for vetting and were given the opportunity to join us, some decided not to come. Some it's not like they decided, they are not in town due to work. Some have even flown out of the country. So due to that, the House operates physical. So we have to look at alternatives. So that is mainly why they were putted out. It's not, some it was a little violence, but some too it was mutual understanding. So basically, what we are trying to arrive at is the fact that at least 3 sittings in a row. If you miss at least 3 sittings in a row, then we start to question. We start to look for you and ask you that, oh, Honorable Member, we've not seen you for a while now. What is your problem? Is it a problem we can help you solve? Is it whichever way? Then we start from that. We send you to Privileges Committee. Then they will interact with you, and any recommendations they make, they bring it to the House. Then the House will now argue it out how to handle your situation. So if it comes to booting you out, then that's when the appointment committee comes in to look for new people. And evidentially, I will tell you on record that you are welcome, and you will be seen as boot some extra people, because some people also came for the swearing in. They were sworn in, but ever since they've not been able to avail themselves for business in the House. That is what you subscribe for. Other members, actually, from the report, you could see that there were 32 people that filled the forms, and because we only have 29 spaces, we gave to only 29. So it means we have people out there who want to learn, who want to take up these kind of opportunities. So for those people, we will be booting them out very soon, I'm very sure. And if some members over here also decide to equally join the Deviant Caucus, in subsequent time we will do the needful. We are very serious and particular about the business we do here. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, before I put the question, may I also put on record that it is very clear in our standing orders that if you absent yourself for 3 sittings without the consent of the Speaker, you will be referred to the Privileges Committee for interrogation and report to the House. So that was the first rule. And the second rule is that, which was the major consequence. If you don't take your oath, you cannot carry yourself as a youth MP. And none of those persons presented themselves, except one member, of which, by even world consensus, they ought to be given special attention. We have one member of Parliament who is a member of disability, and per how things are done in the world, they cannot be treated as we who are not disabled. So he was given a special attention, and he was retained regardless. But you and I who can walk, we don't have any reason why you cannot present yourself in 5 months. One of the MPs who was retained, he thought we were joking, and he tried and he came on the 5th sitting, and he was retained. And he was having a conversation. He was like, so is that how we do him had he not come? I told him yes. Not me. The House will boot you out. Okay? Not me. But the House will boot you out. We want to be future leaders, but we are not acting as such. We are acting like the people who are over there. This House will have not less than 12 sittings in its lifetime. And if you miss 3 sittings, that's basically almost getting to 1/4. Unlike Parliament of Ghana that they hold as much as 130 sittings in a year. And that one, it states 15 sittings consecutively in a meeting. A meeting has not less than 30 sittings. And if you miss 15, you are to be booted out. So that is just it. Honourable members, on this note, I now put the question to the House for the adoption of the report of the appointment committee confirming the appointment of the 29 new youth MPs. And the question is that all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Therefore, the appointment committee report is hereby adopted. Congratulations. Congratulations to all you MPs. Now we shall proceed to item 11, which is to swear in all the new MPs. So if you are a new MP here and you are here to take your oath, kindly be outstanding as I administer your oath to you. So you repeat after me. When I say I, you bring your name. And then, that is it all. I, having been appointed youth member of Parliament for of youth impact company, do in the name of the Almighty God. Or Allah, swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the youth parliament as by law established, that I will uphold the integrity of this parliament and YIM. That should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of this house. So help you God. Honourable members, by the power vested in me as the Speaker of Parliament, I declare you all substantive youth members of Parliament.
Now we have to initiate them with the debates.
Honourable members, we'll move to item 12, which is Committee on Election Reports. And the report, we only printed one copy, but it has already started manifesting, which is, I think yesterday, the YIP contact added you to some standing committees. The Committee on Selection, of which I am the chairman, met and then appointed all youth MPs to a committee of the House. The House has 16 standing committees and 19 select committees. And a youth MP ought to be part of at least one standing committee and one select committee. Because of time, I will not mention the members of the committee, but I will call the name of the committees and the report will be shared on the platform. And I'm sure by this evening or tomorrow, you will be duly added to your respective committee groups. So these are the standing committees of the House: the Appointments Committee, the Business Committee, the Education Committee, the Entertainment Committee, the Finance Committee, the Health and Safety Committee, the Internal and External Affairs Committee, the Organizing Committee, the Petitions Committee, the Privileges Committee, the Publicity and Media Committee, the Research and Intelligence Committee, the Special Budget Committee, the Sports and Games Committee, the Standing Orders Committee, and the Welfare Committee. These are the 16 standing committees of the House. Now we have 19 select committees. The select committees are Committee on Alumni Relations, Committee on Chieftaincy and Culture, Committee on Democracy and Good Governance, Committee on Election Monitoring, Committee on Environmental Protection, Committee on Foreign Affairs, Committee on Gender, Children and Social Protection, Committee on Government Projects Monitoring, Committee on Human Rights, Committee on Judicial Affairs, Committee on Legal and Legislative Affairs, Committee on Peace Building and Conflict Resolution, Committee on Religion, Christianity and Islam, Committee on Road Safety and Transportation, Committee on Purpose Relations, Committee on Standard and Cost of Living, Committee on Student Relations, Committee on Technological Development, and Committee on Youth Development. Honourable members, when the report is shared, you see a table, and when your name is there, the committees that you are part of are clearly indicated. So you just go and look for the chairperson's contact, and you can know, but you'll be added to the group. Let me just share how the committees were designed. So the standing committees, you realize that committees at the end. The select committees, committee is starting it. The standing committees, their house are more internal. Their functions are more internal. The select committees, their functions are more external. It's about inquiring and coming to do statements. But the standing committees are relevant for the House to function. So this is the report of the Committee on Standing. I hereby call on the Majority Leader to move for the adoption of the report of the Committee on Selection to be seconded by the Minority Leader and for the House to consider before I put the question. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. In the absence of any deliberation on the Committee of Selection report, I move for the report to be adopted as a working instrument of the House. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Seconder.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hereby second the motion moved by the Majority Leader. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Motion moved and seconded is now for the consideration of the House. Any comments by members? In the absence of any comments, I now put the question to the House. All honourable members in favour of the report of the Committee on Selection say aye. Aye. Not in favour, say nay. Nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Therefore, the report of the Committee on Selection will hereby stand adopted. Honourable members, item 13 on the other paper, it will be shared and it will be put on your platform. The YIP contact will put your directives over there. So we'll move straight to item 17 on the other paper. Statement. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor for the purposes of what we did earlier. I'm of the argument that item 17 should equally be ruled out of the other paper, so that we can proceed to the debate in order to give our new members the kind of welcome address that they do. You see, the statement will delay the exuberance and the energy that they are keeping in them so that we can relay this particular report to the next sitting. Mr. Speaker.
What we are coming to debate on is on democracy. That is why this committee wants to give a statement to incite the debate.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to differ. I mean the members are here. I mean the members of the said committee are here. So whatever report you want to give us, please keep it and put it in the debate for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm sure we are in the same space.
So I think with reference to that, right after it's either the report, the statements we presented before the leader's introductory remark statements, or after the leader's introductory statement. How are we going to do it? Should we present them before or after?
Mr. Speaker, my argument is that if the report they are coming to present is based on the motion that we have today, then whatever submission they want to make as far as the report is concerned, they can make that submission as the debate is going on. As they can make it as part of their debate, as their defense or their question to put across for the purposes of time, Mr. Speaker. Because the report that we read, matters arising in adoption.
We will not take any matters arising.
But I still beg to move for item 17 to be ruled off. So that whatever they have in that particular report will be carried into the debate, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Like Honorable Majority Leader said, because of time, the statement should be rather sent into the page so that all of us have a fair idea of how it looks rather than we wasting the time. Like I said, the exuberance that the new MPs are waiting for us to. I know some of our members are yelling to debate, right? Are you ready to debate? So, Mr. Speaker, so let's keep down for now and put inside the page so that we start with the next sitting in court. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. So as rightly said, I think that will be okay. Since we are in a technological world, we can equally post whatever information we have in the debate on the platform as we move on, because even my statement could give them a lot of points that they will use against me, which I will not be happy with. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, I believe this issue has been dealt with. Therefore, I would like to change the tangents of the whole discussion. There was a concern that was raised by the honorable member that I couldn't touch on. I want to quickly work on that. That has to do with, he said some people are not able to access internet and other lives. So if there's any way we can pardon them. For the vetting, it wasn't all the vetting that was done online. Some were done through voice call and other ones because the members pleaded as such. But our target market, if I'll use that term in entrepreneurship, for this house is not for people who are very much unable to incline themselves to technology. It is something we all ought to learn. For some of us, if not for COVID, that we had to go for Zoom classes, we've never been to any kind of online conference before. And for a lot of the people that we have that give us food for thought, the MPs and then the CEOs that we invite to give us, to facilitate our programs for us, a lot of them don't even have the time to now come down to give us a face-to-face time. So what we do is we contact them and then they give us the time they will be free. Then we try to adjust and then we put the link down and we expect that we all join and then benefit from it. So I think rather than trying to balance it from the perspective of helping those who are not able to, maybe for a period or two, most of us are students and workers. So for maybe your phone can fall down and then you'll be off for a while, but we expect that the grace of God will locate you, and then whichever way you will be able to get some data, you will be able to get a phone at least, so that you will be able to join all these conferences that we have. I don't know, maybe we need to mention some names. MP for Akachinov, Nochikotoe, and Kofi Ato and the likes. These honorable members are ones that have passed through this house. So honorable members, that is what I have to say about that. Sorry I didn't tackle it earlier. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable President, you are actually out of order. You did not seek the leave of the Speaker to present a different subject matter. But I'll pardon you because you changed the debate. Well, he has just given the point, but please, next time, this is for us to learn. When we are debating a matter and we are on a subject matter, you need to seek the leave of the speaker before you can introduce any other subject matter. Or else it confuses. We are all on this and then you bring this. Okay. So he has already given it, so that is the explanation. But next time I will overrule your statement and ask that it should be eschewed from the records. Honorable Believe Agoso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The name is Remain Believe Agoso, Chairman for Alumni Relations. And the issue on item 17. And I think if we have a committee on democracy, and we are going to debate on democracy, we can still allow them to give us a statement, which will be an intro, so that we can even stand on and do our debate, rather than scrubbing it off. And also, I plead with you, Mr. Speaker, that today, as there's no time, whenever somebody is up to say something, we should give him time. Because I realize that some few people are taking the time, and we realize that it has been happening over all the meetings. And when we reach the important side, and we are cutting things off, I don't know if we've come here, we haven't achieved anything. So please, can you really look to that? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, order. Honourable members, it appears the House is divided on whether or not the report should be presented before or after. So, honourable members, it's very simple. This is a decision-making body. So I'm going to put the question, and whatever the House says, we proceed. Honourable members, the question is that should the report be taken before the debate or after the report? The statement be taken before or after? All in favor say aye. Aye. Not in favor say nay. Honourable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the guest house. Mr. Speaker, for the purposes of our members who are new, and for the purposes of the procedural motion on the floor, I table the motion, you table the counter motion. I need a seconder, he needs a seconder. This cannot be ruled by voice voting, it should be by head count. So at the end of the day, we know that, because eyes can shout, and then there will be few know who will shout at the end of the day. So I need a seconder to my motion that I've tabled that item 17 should not be read. He had tabled a counter motion that it should be read. So I need my seconder, he needs a seconder. So at the end of the day, we put the subject matter under discussion to vote. So that whoever carries the day, we proceed with that particular decision of the House. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, this is not a matter for us to debate. We have a major debate and we need time, and we will not deliberate on this matter. And I'm going to rule on it. Honourable members, order. I'm going to rule on this and we proceed. And my ruling is that he is going to summarize the statement after the motion is being moved for the debate to commence, and then we'll have the majority leader and minority leaders opening statements. So you just summarize the statement, either only the conclusion, because the majority of the points there are what we are coming to discuss already. Maybe you read the introduction and then the conclusion. So that is my ruling. Honourable members, we move to item 18, commencement of debate. May I invite the majority leader to present the motion for today's debate to be seconded, and then for the House to consider question. The clerk will read it before we take the short statement, and then we'll have remarks. Opening remarks from the majority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the Girls House. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. Mr. Speaker, arise on the point of information to favor the motion for today's sitting to the House for consideration. Mr. Speaker, the motion entitled Sustainable Democracy, the Future of African Countries. Should Ghana improve its democracy or adopt the Western constitutional monarchy? Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Seconder. Seconder to the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I second the motion to be moved. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, motion moved and seconded for a general debate for today's sitting. I now put the question to the House. All in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Not in favor say nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. Therefore, this is...
May I move the motion?
Honourable members, order. Order. This is the motion for debate. Clerk to the House, can we move the motion, the hearing of members?
Sustainable democracy is the future of African country. Should Ghana embrace democracy or adopt the Western constitutional monarchy?
Thank you very much. Statement summary by Honorable Francis Kodzi, Chairman of Committee on Democracy and Good Governance. Honorable.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to say that this is a topic that we should be very much interested in. And to summarize my statement, and my summary says that with a country and a continent that has been practicing democracy for a long time and a while now, which our leaders do take advantage of the fact that when I come, I do whatever I want. The next election, I will still be voted for, maybe based on some one or two things. So I think monarchy is good. The Western monarchy is good for us as a continent or a nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the summarized statement. Statements are not for the House to accept. It is an information to the House. So we'll proceed to have the opening statement for the general debate by the majority leader of the majority caucus. First deputy speaker to take the chair. Majority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker. To begin the opening statement for today's sitting, we, the majority side, we are speaking on should Ghana improve its democracy. We have the argument yes. On 1st July 1960, when Ghana adopted its first republican constitution, it has been the dream that what the British left behind for us would have been able to build upon. In time past, the constitution has been overthrown multiple times until we got to 1992. In 1992, when the current constitution that we use was drafted, when we read page 105 of Professor Kwakye Ahoy book titled Working with J.J. Rawlings, he made the argument that the 1992 constitution was built for a military junta. So it's of the argument that that constitution must be reviewed. And in that particular argument, we, those on the majority side today, want to put our argument such that we want the constitution to be reviewed as far as some other democracy and other constitutional instruments that we use as a country in order to make to improve the country as far as the democracy we have in here. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to pause here for the time being, ask my opening statement to come back when the debate starts actually. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the majority leader. The opening statement by the minority leader. And please, it should be in 3 minutes. Less than please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm very happy at this moment to stand for the motion that not that the constitution or democracy should be reviewed, but it will be good for us to practice the Western monarchy. Reason being that democracy has been an agent of division in this part of the world, where because of the fact that I belong to the other side just to decide on who to lead us, we no longer have the kind of unity we used to have. And due to that, we can no longer stand in and give voice out for our leaders to give us a proper accountability. Because when my party is ruling, I cannot have the voice to request for an accountability. But when one person is ruling us as a nation and as people, we can all have the same voice to request for proper accountability for from that person. So I hereby stand to the fact that we practice the Western monarchy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, the opening statements from both sides of the House have been presented, and therefore we are going to proceed with the debate. And for the debate, honorable members, both sides of the House will be given 2 minutes max to present whatever they have to say. And I want to say, personally, I'm going to be a little biased against the old MPs, as I should say. So new MPs will get a lot of opportunity to put their statements out. Thank you very much, honorable members. We proceed. The majority side, if you have any, honorable Amanor.
He raised his hand.
But he wants to speak before.
You are afraid of me, eh? Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guest house. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed with your statement that will be a little bit biased to some of the old members, the majority side, we don't want, what do you say? You want it, this is how we like it in the town, Mr. Speaker, so permit us. Mr. Speaker, when the minority leader was on his speech, he made the argument that the kind of democracy that we practice on division. But it is important for you to note that the Ashanti Kingdom practices a monarchy. And on that basis, if that would be the argument, then I think the Ashanti Kingdom should be like Dubai and Africa. But that's not the argument that we have here. We have the argument that what the British left behind for us should be what we have to do. When you look at Article 78, it gives the president the autonomous power to appoint justices to the Supreme Court, of which currently we have the argument that the current government has backed into Supreme Court people of its own. And should it happen that in the future there is any election petition, it would have been once squared by the judges on behalf of the party. It should be noted that when you go to America with 300+ million population, you only have 9 judges of the Supreme Court. Irrespective of how many people that American has in the future, it's only 9 judges. But we have a Supreme Court. We have about 18 Supreme Court judges in the Supreme Court currently in Ghana. The Constitution has given the president the opportunity to appoint all members of government, including chairpersons of the Electoral Commission. We on the majority side, our argument is that Electoral Commission, being the very delicate institution of the state, which has trust issues every now and then, should be of the argument such that whoever becomes the chairperson of the Electoral Commission should ride through the ranks. At the end of the day, the person, whoever becomes Electoral Commissioner, is known when that person, the other is retired. By so doing, the president is not going to appoint Gyimah, and when NDC comes to power, with the policy that had been played with, shall we say, of such. So we on the majority side are saying, irrespective of whatever British monarchy we have, and then the minority even don't know that in Britain, Great Britain, Queen Elizabeth now in charge, they have a prime minister. And the prime minister belongs to the political party. So even with the monarchy, with the British constitutional monarchy, the one they have in Spain and then the one they have in Italy, they still practice the democracy that we have currently. What Professor Hon Jones said in his book, page 105, working with J.J. Royce, it was the argument that the Constitution was built for a military junta, such that the Constitution was built to protect Flight Lieutenant John Rawlings after that material time, because he was shifting from the military rule into the constitutional rule. So in order for him to work on the idea to bring Ghana back to a constitutional rule, some provisions was put into the Constitution in Article 78 of the Constitution to protect the president, such that he can appoint everybody, so that he will not feel the trust. He will not be having trust issues as far as Ghana has grown. Ghana currently, we are approaching 30 years as far as the Fourth Republic is concerned. President Kufuor, President Mills, President Mahama, President Akufo-Addo, all these presidents, whatever powers that they are enjoying currently, they don't need it. When you look at Article 71 holders, a staffer in the Flagstaff House is enjoying more benefit than a teacher who is in the classroom teaching children in Bambama. When you look at Article 71 holders, with the argument that recently they even wanted to add first ladies to the Article 71 office holders, we have the argument that Article 78, Article 71, Article 2128 should be reviewed. If to the whole constitutional overhaul.
Honorable Member, in conclusion,
such that we the citizens can have benefits and then can enjoy as Americans are enjoying today. If for nothing at all, America's economy grew last year at $24 trillion US. Ghana's one is dangling at $72 billion with a debt that probably has reached this height of Ghana currently. So, Mr. Speaker, the British monarchy is not the argument that we have currently. Other countries are practicing what we have currently and they are excelling. All is being done by virtue of constitutional.
You have exceeded your time, and therefore kindly conclude for us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, we take points from the minority side. Honorable Jones.
Since my minority.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm Jones Amegashie-Viglo for here. I'm interim MP for now, for the debate. Mr. Speaker, may I state that the Western constitutional monarchy has some efficiencies, although it has democracy part of it. It has some efficiencies and advantages that a full-scale democracy does not have. Mr. Speaker, may I put on record that which project does our democracy ensures that regardless of governments, it continues. Governments come with different ideologies. Mr. Speaker, had we been practicing constitutional monarchy, regardless of whichever power or whichever prime minister is on the seat, because they are serving the crown, that project will continue. The issue about democracy is that because of different minds, continuity is a big issue. That is our problem. Continuity is a big issue in democracy. Mr. Speaker, if they want to solve this thing and they want to improve their democracy, they should come with a 10 years or 30 years action plan for the nation. But Mr. Speaker, that thing, we have National Development Plan Commission, but nothing give them. That idea came, that commission is supposed to ensure that plans continue. Mr. Speaker, had it been monarchy, you cannot say you will not continue a project being started by a previous government because you are now in power. The highest authority is His Majesty the King, and you are serving that majesty. And due to that, project started by His Majesty's government ought to be continued. Mr. Speaker, may I state that if indeed we want to practice the Western constitutional monarchy, that Santehini will be the king of Ghana, we will not have presidents of Ghana. We would have the majority leader becoming the prime minister of Ghana, and he would ensure. You cannot come to Asantehini and tell him that you started, let me even use this outrageous project, the National Cathedral, and you are not interested, so you cannot continue. It's a national project. Let me use the example of what? A sports stadium. UG Sports Stadium that started a lot. In fact, let me just use this building here. This building has been here for a long time now, the third block. If it was constitutional monarchy, you cannot tell His Excellency Otunfo that we are not interested in continuing because it's not part of your policy. It is a government project and you have to continue. This is the problem with democracy. The full-scale democracy, after every 4 years, then there is change of government. Change of government, they come with a different plan, and the entire developmental plan of the country is disrupted. This is the matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, honorable members. I said earlier, I was doing campaign for my new friends so that they will get the opportunity to talk. But if you refuse, the time has to still run. Honorable Robert.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. And all protocol observed. Our leader was, my majority leader was saying something first, that the constitution, actually I would say that democracy is very good for every nation, and for that matter must still continue in Ghana, but just need an improvement, as the motion said. He said something that the constitution was first to be reviewed and then amended. Yes, by J.J. Rawlings and some staffs. Yes, it's true. And also, in Atame's regime, you could see that some of the articles in the constitutions were pointed out and interrogated to be reviewed and amended due to some complications. Yes, so that should tell you that democracy is one of the best governors that need to run our nation for us, but just need to be improved. I would say that there is a saying that normally says that all knowledge is not in one person's head. That is why democracy is very, very important, but just need to be looked at. Because democracy allows people's view to be taken into consideration in the process of governance. So why would it help? But the current issue we are having in Ghana now is that we are not allowing that kind of view taken from people, or the consideration of other people's view in the running of the country. But democracy will be a very good system for us, but just need to be looked at, and then it will help us and make Ghana a better nation for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The name is Believe Agosto. Okay.
Thank you very much for the reminder.
Okay. When the majority was talking about, leader was talking about the constitution, that the USA and co, they were enjoying it, and why won't Ghana also follow up? The question is that although the UK system also practices a little bit of democracy, but there's a kind of more of monarchy system that they practice that is benefiting them. And Ghana's constitution is English system that has given birth to Ghana's constitution. So if we are putting our shoulders more on them, one must also practice what they're also doing. And my honorable member also made the same suggestion, the same debate on it, that if we have Otunfo as our leader, things will move on. And I realize that Ghana as a country, we don't need democracy. Most of our leaders who have passed through have abused the democracy. So we should stick to the monarchical system so that we can also move forward. What others, the Spain, the UK also doing, and they will also progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Gyimah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name once again is Evans Gidi, MP for Kwakye West. We members of the majority side are strongly advocating for institution the constitutional monarchy in the country. Why should I say that? I believe review of our laws or our constitution is also one way that could also help us. Why should I say that? If we review our constitution or our laws, national development project that we are all talking about, that other countries are practicing and it is working, it could equally work in our country. I remember vividly President Barack Obama, once when he came to Ghana, he said we should rather focus on building our strong institution that will help us to develop our country. If we review our constitution and our institutions are not strong enough, how are we going to even implement these policies? So I am of the view that even if we are able to institute national development plan, it will help us. Practicing monarchy, it will serve as dictatorship to our country. We know African leaders always, when they have power, they want to dictate to their citizens what befits or what they like. So we Africans, or we cannot see that Asian countries are practicing, obeying or practicing this law. We should also go by it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to respond to or rebut my good friend, the one sitting behind the majority leader. Mr. Speaker, he made mention that democracy is the beacon of any country, or nevertheless, it also appreciates good governance. Mr. Speaker, I beg to differ that the current democracy that we have in Ghana now is much of expense to us. Why do I say so, Mr. Speaker? This democracy has given us more opportunity that sometimes we wonder that somehow, because of democracy, he or she will sit somewhere, just throw any word at the president, go escort free. That's one harm that democracy in Africa has done to us. But if we go to the constitutional monarchy, it's not entirely a monarchy, but like Honorable Viglo said, there's a bit of democracy. That's when the Prime Minister goes to represent them in Parliament. Yes, why do I say? Because it should be a blend, not entirely democracy. Mr. Speaker, 30 years of democracy, we should ask ourselves, where are we? Honorable Majority Leader said the constitution was not meant for Akufo-Addo, Mahama, and co. It was meant to protect Rawlings. No doubt about that. Having transitioned from the autocratic route to democracy, what has prevented Kufuor, Atamils, Mahama, and Akufo-Addo? Because they claim, since they claim it's democracy, why would they avoid their mind to change the obnoxious rules in the constitution? Because they're also enjoying it, because we don't even give them the monarchy system yet, and they're enjoying something that is not meant for them. So, Mr. Speaker, I will add that, yes, the monarchy system will be good for we the Africans and a bit of democracy. But I think these two blend will be a perfect way for us to go. Because Honorable Viglo once said, we don't have an action plan going forward. And people come with different ideologies. Because I have my own plan to do this. I want to score political points, which is not helping us. Mr. Speaker, kindly allow me to finish. Mr. Speaker, I can state for a fact that over 49 years, a project has commenced in Ashanti for Mina Hospital. 49 years. Mr. Speaker, why should we do this to ourselves? Because of political scoring. Mr. Speaker, I think if we should follow the monarchy system with a bit of democracy, it will be a perfect blend. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, please take your time. I'll call you, okay? Honorable members, I want to give the opportunity to the gentleman at the back. Okay, Honorable, there's been a point that the Honorable Majority Leader was mentioned, so let's him first of all deal with that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guest. Mr. Speaker, what my colleagues at the minority side is missing is that they don't know that the monarchy system of governance is more costing than the democracy we have currently here. When Queen Elizabeth died, when King Charles took over, all notes Kwan that had the faces of Queen Elizabeth were all replaced. Were all replaced. Just look at the cost that came with replacing just the currency of the country by just the head of the state passing away. When you go to Buckingham Palace in the United Kingdom, they have 4 attendants for wardrobe and a whole of outrageous things that you can't even come to bear. Our argument here is that it's not about the monarchy system that we are talking about, because we have monarchy systems in Ghana. The Ashanti Kingdom is an example. And if that is your argument, then the Ashanti Kingdom should be the most powerful and the most richest kingdom in Ghana currently. But what we have for them? It is Galamsey that has destroyed the entire landmass of the Ashanti Kingdom. What we have the argument is that, as Honorable Gidi even said, Obama said that we should strengthen our strongest institutions. When we spoke about our action plan, who told you that when we are in monarchy system in Ghana currently, those action plans are going to work? What is the probability that, who told you that the Ashanti Hini sitting there, there are no action plan as far as the Ashanti Kingdom is concerned? Who told you that all those action plans have been rolled out perfectly as you want it to be? You've forgotten that what the British are practicing currently had been their style of government since time immemorial. It has not been adopted along the line. It should be noted that in 1960, when we adopted our first constitution, that is what we started all what we have currently. So we are calling for a constitutional review. We are calling that when somebody is appointed to a particular institution like Yoko, it should have the political willingness to prosecute people who go against the law. What is the probability that in a monarchy system people are being shielded from corrupt practices? And then what you are missing is that it is the mindset. When the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, before the Indian guy took over, the lady, I've forgotten her name, when she took over, 45 days in office, she just realized that the work has overwhelmed her. And then she resigned peacefully. We have some ministers of state walking around, knew very well that they are not performing, but they are still opposed. And that is what we are arguing, that the constitution should be empowered in such that the citizens are going to have the power to put out anybody who is not performing as it is. When we are arguing that we should go to constitutional monarchy, and the structures that we have
by some making points. And asking all Mr. Speaker, my learned colleague has stated that the Ashanti region, or we have an Ashanti kingdom, where Osei or Utumfo Osei is their leader. But I want to let him know that Ashanti kingdom does not and would never pay their tax to Osei for that region. For that reason, Osei does not have the mandate or the power to oversee developmental issues in Ashanti region. I mean, a lot of people have called for this democracy to be improved years back. I mean, when it has started, but so now we are sitting here. Before he was born, the democracy, we and democracy, we are age mates in that. So before he was born, people have been calling in for that improvement. But they have never been. So the best way for this country to be developed, for us to have the power to be able to give proper accountability for the leaders.
In conclusion,
proper accountability is for us to practice the monarchy where we all have the same voice to go and demand for accountability. Not for me to say I belong to NPP and the other will say I belong to NPP. So I want my colleagues to think and rethink before making such decisions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable member at the back. Honorable member, he had the opportunity to speak, but I gave the chance to the majority leader, so he should get it now.
Thank you very much. Now, I'll say the majority leader, because they are failing to understand one thing in the said motion. That's the setting. If you look at the Western monarchy system, they have a uniform culture. But Africa or Ghana per se has diverse cultures. And if you are trying to introduce this, we are looking at tribalism as a major challenge. Because who are you to opt in for? Which culture are you going to opt in for to do it? So that's going to actually tackle the peace of the country. When it comes to the political sector, we are going to realize that what is backtracking the nation from actually realizing its potentials is due to the poor constitution that we have. So that's why Jay before said, if certain number of things are extended for government, so many projects can be achieved. A short term of 4 years is actually making some governments fail to complete certain projects. An extension job, a review of the constitution actually tackles so many challenges that they raise in their world. A monarchy system is something that is going to be difficult to fix in an African setting. It's really going to be difficult since our projects are diverse. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, my new friends on the minority side, I am not really feeling the energy. Honorable members, if they pushed everything, you kindly push it back to them. Honorable members, I want to feel you in the house. I really want to feel you in the house. So I'll give the opportunity to Honorable Jones, since he was the best person to speak, so we will come back to him.
Mr. Speaker, as I say, I will use some of my minutes to Honorable Harris. Mr. Speaker, may I state that some of our colleagues are getting the issue wrong. The constitutional monarchy we are saying here is not absolute monarchy. So, Speaker, for the records, constitutional monarchy means ceremonial monarchy. The king has nothing to do with political matters. He is just a figurehead, but his existence alone ensures continuity. Yes, I agree with you that Ghana, we are suffering from what? Diverse ethnicity. Unlike them, they are all Christians. Not like they are all, but majority are Christians, and they accept the monarchy, and they accept that they are Christians. That is why in all their senses, you see that they have all these ceremonies, and then with the gowns and then all those, because they are unified. One issue we might have implementing the Western constitutional monarchy system is accepting tribes leaders. But at least the powerful tribe as of now is their accounts. And majority carries the day, because if you want to take a vote right now, so win. I don't see there's rally behind it. For a better future. Now, Mr. Speaker, let me state that improving democracy. Why is it that have abused the clauses in the Constitution. The Constitution says that from, I think it's 130 constituencies, but as of 1997, 200. There is no law on the number of constituencies we ought to have. There is no law on the number of ministers that ought to be appointed. There is no ceiling on the number of judges that ought to serve. These are some of the issues. There is no law on the number of regions that we ought to have. And then they come on abusing these things. If you want to improve, let's first put a ceiling on all those. We don't need as much as 18 justices of the Supreme Court who will be there, and even after all, they are still taking bribes. Mr. Speaker, I think that if they really want us to do democracy, they need to improve the starting from the Constitution. Please, I yield the rest to Honorable Harris.
Thank you very much. Honorable, you cannot be lobbying for people in my house, but I'll pardon you, Honorable Harriet. I'll give you the opportunity to speak.
Honorable Speaker, I don't have anything to say. I just want to, as we did mention earlier, in the meeting bias, we want to get the question of the new MPs, especially men are talking, not at the new MPs. The ladies were also here. The question, the other minority side, Honorable Happy, and Honorable Selo, Honorable Levi, they are from because I want to hear their voice.
Thank you very much for your input. I think you are really speaking the heart of the speaker. So for that, you get extra time to talk. Honorable members, my new people, my colleagues who are now, by this time, I think you heard a lot of arguments on the point, and then you have a fair idea. So I want to start seeing you making input. In the same light, I'll give the opportunity to Honorable Sheriff to speak. Honorable members, the Honorable, she didn't speak to the issue, she spoke the heart of the speaker, so she has the opportunity. Honorable Sheriff.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and my name remains Sheriff MP for where's my even constituency? A majority MP, let's just leave it that way. I am talking about what our minorities are saying. I would like to ask one question. I'm putting a question to them. How many countries in Africa are practicing this monarchy system? And even if we are practicing this monarchy system, who puts their right or make their choice of making the MPs we have in Parliament today? So this question goes to them. Democracy is good but has loopholes. So what we should look at is how to improve those holes we have rather than taking it off completely. So let's look at this. If we have a monarchy system where we have a ruler and that ruler is not good, becomes like King Agokoli, where are we going to be today? That's a question to them. Where are we going? We will end up getting walls again, going somewhere. I would like to say these are practices we have existing before. Please you get it. So let's look at a way of improving this our system. You get it. So right now, I think the best thing is let's make our choice. Our other members are saying about your voice being heard. Your voice cannot be heard when your king is there. Who are you to talk when the king is talking? Who are you? So the best thing we must do is to make our choice. Who will represent us, and also look at how we can strengthen our weaknesses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sheriff, for that energizing point. Honorable Vixen. Honorable Vixen and Honorable Francis. Make sure your caucus members speak. Encourage them, energize them. Give them some of your points. Don't say everything by yourself. Honorable Vixen, you proceed.
They are learning, so this is the first time. Yes, the House of Assembly. So thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, look as if some members do not understand the constitutional monarchy. Mr. Speaker, what that means is that if it's a constitutional monarchy, it comes with some rules and regulations. You don't just stand up and just say monarchy system. Now, I'm challenging the majority leader and the majority caucus as well.
Even though in they're practicing the monarchy system, they are at far better than we do in Africa. If you like that. Mr. Speaker, he did mention that. Oh.
Honorable Vixen.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Vixen, kindly repeat your point.
Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that even though the UK is practicing monarchy system, but they are far better than we do in Africa. And I'm asking you to dismiss that. Because you cannot. It's common fact. Mr. Speaker, he made mention that the monarchy system will be very expensive. And he cited an example of when Elizabeth that they have to change the head on the coin. Since Elizabeth came to power, about 70 years, and she is dead, the figurehead on the money has not been changed. But then ask him, how many times in Ghana have we seen our currency? We changed from 2007, then countless occasions. But Mr. Speaker, what I'm trying to say is that I'm very glad to this point that he said the money system is very expensive, and he said an example that they've invested so many money in changing the head on the money. And I'm telling him that 30 years of democracy, how many times have we changed our currency? How many times? We changed some in 2008, 2012, even currently we changed some. I heard there's a new coin now. Exactly. So, Mr. Speaker, he made mention that Otufo, I want to say for the record that Otufo's power are related to that of the president. Yes, he can be at his own corner, do his own thing. That's why we go to the Ashanti Kingdom, they respect their leaders perfectly. Other than we in Ghana, you see, the only thing that the locals are giving out, and we thought they're enjoying that, someone will sit in his or a corner, make an orphan that will allow you to go escort free. That's the harm that the locals has given to us over the 30 years. I'm telling the minority that over 30 years of the locals, what can you show us? Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Member,
let me conclude. He made mention of corruption. Mr. Speaker, like Honorable Viglo said, he said constitutional monarchy, it's not just a mere monarchy. Like I said, before that incident, we have some rules and regulations that will be guiding the people who are serving. That should get them. Do you understand? Now, Mr. Speaker, the third point is that Viglo said, it's not a matter about democracy, it's about leadership. The constitution provides that you appoint 19 ministers, but you thought maybe you could do it more if you appointed 120, 150. Some, yes, but it's the same democracy.
Honorable members, order in the house. Order in the house. Honorable Vixen, you have passed your time. Kindly conclude.
Democracy. It's about leadership. And also going forward, one thing that I need to give them is that this attitude of winner takes it all is the one destroying everything. If I should win power right now, it's myself and my family. Whether I shout or not, they are enjoying. So I think they should review some of these things and the way forward better for us.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, I'm still looking at new MPs. Therefore, the honorable member Kwakye. Honorable members, I am the Speaker of the House. So I am honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, I'm Amanor, MP for Tema Central. Please, the honorable member was talking about
honorable member, your name?
Emmanuel Osabuti.
Thank you.
The honorable member was talking that was saying for 30 years of democracy, what has the country has to show. I'm also trying to ask him that for so many times that South Africa was under the British monarch, what can South Africa show apart from the apartheid? What can they show from that? And then he was also saying,
honorable members, order in the house. Allow the honorable member to make his point. Honorable members, order in the house. Honorable members, order in the house. Honorable members, honorable Vixen, if you don't conduct yourself well in the house, I'll have to excuse you from the house. So kindly conduct yourself well. Honorable member, kindly proceed.
With the number of years that South Africa was under the British monarch, how developed is South Africa now? We will say South Africa is somewhat developed, but when you go into South Africa, you go into the economy, you could see that even Rwanda is performing much better South Africa. Rwanda is performing much better than South Africa because of how their president has structured their democracy, their constitution. So everything is going on very, very well in Rwanda. So if you are to say that we should make a monarch system in Africa, it won't be possible in the first place. Because in Ghana alone, we have a lot of ethnic groups. So who are you going to be the leader? Or do you want to make, okay, let's say Ashanti Kingdom, different kingdom, which cannot be made? We are under one country. So the only thing is that the president, which has been given more authority, that authority should be brought down so that at least a lot of things should be done better. Democracy is good, but the constitution must be reviewed and then a lot of changes must be made. Thank you.
Honorable members, order in the house. Honorable
Mr. Speaker, my name is Insology. Now, my honorable members are saying we should review the constitution. But I want to ask one question. Now, they have been pushing for this review for some time now. But the question is, the people that will push the agenda, they are rather benefiting from the article. For example, Article 71, MPs will take allowance, high allowance, traveling allowance. So, majority leader, are you sure if you are the one enjoying the money then? Are you sure you are going to move the motion for that article to change? I'm asking you. Okay, so I'm putting it to you. So there's no way that constitution can be reviewed. Okay, unless we change it. Okay, unless we change it. Okay. So I'm putting it to the majority caucus that unless we change it, there's no way we can review. Okay, it's attitude, mindset, and Africa. So far as we are there, we feel like the whole.
Honorable members, order
okay.
in the house. Honorable
So
Ibas,
thank you very much.
Honorable Ibas, kindly keep yourself composed. Honorable Amanor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when my colleagues from the minority side.
Honorable Second Deputy Speaker to take their chair.
Oh, yes. You tell me to sit down. I'll take it. Are you ready? Yes. Come fast and go. Come past.
Okay, majority leader, you can proceed.
When we are quick speaking, they always tell us that we don't understand the subject matter under discussion. But it baffles my mind. King Charles is a ceremonial head of state. The Prime Minister is the head of government. So between the head of state and the head of government, who makes decision? Imagine when Parliament passes a law and Prime Minister has to sign. He has to seek the consent of the king before that law, that bill is passed into an act. Just imagine the delay. We have the argument that currently look at Ghana, as my colleague rightly said, diverse ethnic structures we have in Ghana. Now, if we should be of the argument that Ashanti Kingdom should rule, I'm a country. Yes, we are also deemed fit to rule Ghana as the monarch. Honorable Jones was speaking about the constitution has no limit, but he has forgotten that the Election Commission has its own rules. Any constituency that has more than 100,000 people qualifies to have a new constituency. That is what they are forgotten to tell their own members. When you look at, what's the name? we were talking about what? Continuity of projects. Who told you that when we have the monarchy system in Ghana, projects will not lag the way it is lagging currently here in Ghana? Kina Bokoli has rightly said, we were under a monarchy among the areas, my colleague areas.
In conclusion,
Mr. Speaker, I've just started my argument. They spoke continuously. I was here at Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if that would be the argument, I'm on my feet, Mr. Speaker. Please kindly permit me to conclude my argument. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, as I'm rightly saying, we were under a monarchy system before. And my president, they have to run away for their lives. And if they are running away, they have to run back.
Order in the house. Order in the house, please.
That is what we are arguing, that if we are looking at a system that will have better terrorism, it's not a monarchy system. It's a constitutional review system that we are going to do. When you put out questions, we are arguing that if I should be enjoying the houses, will I call for a Where is our mindset? You see the mindset that we are all spending together. Our corporate together doesn't mean control. Until we change that particular mindset, things will get better day by day. That's why I say we are on challenges. All of us said we can be deceiving ourselves near a day around it's a lie. It's our change of mindset. What if the question before you need what if you need dollars in this system? You talk about more of us. You brought the heaven text. But we are seeing what's going on here. It's our change of mindset. So it is not about we moving to a monarchy system. It is about us breaking the structures that we have already. A structure that we have already, we are not seeing the way around. Now we are talking about a new one. Mr. Speaker, I beg to differ. Hon Jones made a point, and he was speaking on behalf of the new YIP or something like that. They are really confused as a group of people. Mr. Speaker, what we need currently is a constitutional review. And not a monarchy system. Not a monarchy system. When you want to compare UK and Ghana, come on, people who colonize it, we can compare. Compare UK and America. America's democracy is about 200 years old. UK is of no aspect American terrorism. UK is of no aspect. In terms of water, all the world leaders will go assassinate in America. All the world giant governments assassinate in America. America currently leads the world's economic interest with their economy at $24 trillion with UK's money setup we are calling for, lagging around $2 trillion. About 4 times more than what UK is having. So compare UK and America, they are colonized. Even India, that is
conclusion, honorable member.
Their constitutional system, they are far ahead.
Honorable member, in conclusion.
So what we are saying is that we want a system and structure like what America has. That irrespective of who is the president, the structures are real. Things are being done. If you guys become president in 2024, the $720 billion allocated for
honorable member, in conclusion.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Gyimah. Can you permit me to read the motion for space in my majority votes?
Okay, you can proceed.
Sustainable democracy is the future of African countries. Should Ghana improve its democracy or adopt the Western underlying constitutional monarchy? Then it means that when you are practicing the monarchy system, there will be a constitution or there will be a you are not going to have full order
in the house. Order in the house, please. Allow him to make it.
It means that they are not going to practice raw monarchy. Please, they are not going to practice raw monarchy. So, fine. And also, when majority leader was talking, he made a statement that Constitution, part of And I want to let you know that, yes, he said it's very expensive. Practicing monarchical systems, it's very expensive. The money he's talking about, they've changed the head of the coin in Ghana. Since Nya was born, there's a different design on that our house.
Order in the house. Majority leader, please.
Please, so is it message that when the Elizabeth is dead, they've changed the face on the currency? Please, he mentioned the face on the currency. Still, our leaders are still alive. They are changing faces on currency. Which one also? And also, another thing I want to say about that.
Majority leader, please.
Another thing I want to say about the
majority caucus, please. Allow him to.
Another thing I want to say about the democracy. Okay. Realize that the democracy tells us that freedom of speech. And recently, some of our young students in SHS, they went on and they are democracy. So they went on and they were insulting our president. That is democracy. Still what Congress and leaders for to insult our president. So assuming we are passing the monarchical system, do we think somebody will stand up and insult our leader? Assuming in conclusion,
majority caucus, please. Please allow him to talk, please. Okay.
So in conclusion, realize that we people on this side realize that the democracy is constant and harmful. Because it's making us disrespect our leaders. But what happened yesterday? Standing at their own insult our leaders.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Young Robert. Our boy, Robert. You have only 1 minute, please. It's enough.
Minority caucus, I don't know, they are wrong with everything and they are making fallacious statements.
Please, Honorable, I don't know your name. Honorable member. Honorable Robert. I don't know your name. Okay, you have to introduce yourself. Okay.
They are making fallacious and they don't say that. We are talking about system, we are not talking about people.
Order in the house.
We are talking about system, not the people. I heard somebody making an argument that if the people are enjoying Amanor, so they can't change No, I want to ask. Is it the system that is enjoying Amanor or the people? So we need the people, we need to change our mindset, not the system. The system is not wrong. But we need the people of the system that are wrong. That is why we need anti-movement. That is why we need anti-movement, not adoption of monarchical system. So please,
in conclusion, Honorable member.
And an improvement will be that we having 10 years, 20 years, 30 years action plan. That means when the president comes to power, the president will have to continue our action plan. When another person will have to continue our action plan. That is what we need, that is what we call my improvement.
Thank you, Honorable member.
So please, people are wrong and very bad.
Thank you, Honorable member. Minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, could you believe the reason why I'm laughing? I'm laughing because I can see total confusion at the side of the majority.
Okay.
Total confusion in the sense that...
Please, Honorable member, point of order. Point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity. I wrote the order, two honorable council He rose without introducing himself and without seeking the consent of the speaker before speaking. Thank you very much.
Okay, Honorable Makagi, the honorable thing, then we proceed.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I go by the name Francis Koji. I go by the name Francis Koji. I represent the people of Afram Place North. And Mr. Speaker, I want to state clear that the majority of are confused, are always confused, in the sense that they do not even understand what we are currently debating on. When we are constitutional monarchy, is different from where their mindset are going. Comparing Agokoli to what we are talking about is a clear indication that they do not understand what we are saying. Moreover, to also say that, what the minor and the major said, the minor and the major, what he said, that, we are saying whatever on whatsoever.
Order. Majority leader,
Because
order. Please allow him to talk. Okay?
Majority leader, allow me to talk. I can't be confused. I am not a majority caucus. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is that when we are talking about a review of democracy, my colleague stated that how can you review what you are benefiting from? And I said it clear. I stated that clear. Please keep quiet. I stated it clear.
Order in the house.
I stated it clear that. I stated that clear that we cannot. Mr. Speaker, I don't like the discussion coming from the majority side. You can be distracting me when I'm talking. Who is debating? What am I debating for?
Majority focus. Order in the house, please.
No, Mr. Speaker, I need you to put them into order.
Your last one.
They are distracting me.
I can see.
What I'm saying is that when they are saying we should review the constitution and continue democracy, that is something that had been said 30 years ago before he was born. But because the same people are benefiting from what they are saying they should review, when someone is at opposition side, he major it or he put it upon himself that let us review it. But when they come to power, because they are enjoying it, they cannot do that. That is the reason why we are saying that there can never be any review to that. But it will be better for us to totally abolish the democracy and practice the constitutional monarchy, which will be very well to us. And Mr. Speaker, to state clear, I'm seeing one of the minority caucus raising hand. He's not properly dressed to talk in the house. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Man. Okay, you can proceed.
Honorable Member, we are not using an Android phone again. We are using an iPhone, so you should handle with care. And I will tell you, it is not about the loudness of your voice, as you said. Honorable, I'm introducing my statement. I've not started, so take
Point
your
of
time.
order. The highest order in the house.
Okay, he should bring his order, whether it will be upheld or not. Honorable Member, I'm not address what I'm supposed to talk about. So you have to take your time.
Mr. Speaker, for the purpose of learning, are we not to introduce ourselves while talking?
Yes, please.
So,
Honorable Member, the first
Honorable Member, can you do the writing?
Honorable Member, when you are about to make a point, I would like to school this side of the house that when you are about to make a point, you have the opportunity to make a preamble, and that is what they don't know. By the way, my name is Aditya Felix Kwakye, and right now I am happy their number is depleting because they are suffering from a lot of bombshells. In fact, if we want to take, is it the motion? I was surprised when the honorable member was reading the motion over and over again. And I was laughing at the fact that he wasn't understanding what he was saying. If you read a motion that is telling you constitutional monarchy, does that erase the monarchy from the constitution? Honorable, we are comparing democratic government to whichever way you want to put the monarchy. You can even have
whatever English word to the monarchy is still monarchy. And when we are telling you that we have a system that is working. We have 1,001 countries that we can even show you as proof that the system is actually working elsewhere. So what we need to do as a country or as a continent is to make sure that we have the improvements in our constitution, in our structures, in our systems, to match up with that of Rwanda, to match up with that of the USA, to match up with that of other countries that are equally practicing democracy and are doing well, rather than opting to go in for a monarchical system of which they don't do. The honorable member made a point that has to do with the Ashantis have numbers. I tell you this, the northern region has more numbers than Ashantis.
In conclusion, honorable member, in conclusion,
the resources, the Nigerians as we like violence. I'm telling you because I'm one. We will not sit down and have someone, even at Okoli, we left him. Now how much more having Asante Hini to rule us? This will by all means cause a turmoil of which when it causes that, I don't know, but we are not ready for something like that. That is why we have to reappreciate what we have now. We have to see how we can organize our current condition and make sure that we make improvements that will bring better improvement to us rather than, I don't know who even hallucinated and brought this whole monarchical system to Africa. Like, what are you trying to prove to us? Honorable members, if you have...
Thank you very much, honorable member.
No, this side of the house is a very learned one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Honorable Vixen.
Thank you, Mr. Keller.
Honorable, you are confused,
Thank you, Mr. Keller. My name is myself. The Speaker, I want to prove and acknowledge that if a member is on this one, sorry, it's on the floor of this submission. You don't want to interrupt the greatest excellence in the other side because when that happens, it destroys the thought process. I'm just
okay.
Because it's like the house has a playground.
Okay, well noted. Don't worry. Well noted.
What we are saying is that should Ghana improve on its democracy or adopt Western constitutional way? We are saying the way we are Western constitutional way. I heard someone saying I'm going to refer to the colony. That one is the typical dictatorship. That's it. Like wicked monarchy. What we are saying that constitutional. Earlier when I said
order in the house. Honorable Person, please. Allow him to go.
What it means is that the constitutional monarchy it has been said in the sense that there are some rules and regulations that have to abide by, but the unfortunate that some of them stand at the duties on this record without Mr. Speaker, anyone I raised by submission a bit of monetary system and democracy without a perfect knowledge. But what is our constitution yes, I'll ask the question. In 30 years of democracy, we have had leaders come, gone, dead, but still, we are still in government. Even if you give them 100 years to improve on it, it's still the same. But how will they do that? Let's call it the Western constitutional monarchy. They give them democracy. I'm sure that this country will be going by constitution. There are some rules and regulations in it. Even though there are some obnoxious things in the constitution, which I know that it's not
no meeting under meeting.
But
Honorable Roberts, please.
Mr. Speaker, I am telling you that in the next 10 years, you still be where you are. Because I cannot
order in the house. Majority Caucus.
Mr. Speaker, I cannot.
Honorable member, point of order raised by Honorable Wanda.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speakers. My name is Hon Jones Amegashie-Viglo. An MP for Amanor constituency, majority to people of Mr. Speaker, I can see My honorable member on the floor is just receiving us. So I think we should just sit down and never.
Okay, Honorable Wonder, thank you very much. Honorable Wonder, thank you very much. So please, recount.
The reason why I said that was doing is embark on conditional revenge change. Where did I stop? No, where did I stop? But he said that I think to this opportunity and thereafter, after his demise, over 10 years now. What happened? That's what I'm saying. They used to traditional 10 years, do not do it. We know them. It's about leadership. That's what I'm saying.
In conclusion, okay. Thank you very much. Honorable Amanor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guest. Mr. Speaker, if I respond to Amanor, MP for the government, Mr. Speaker, if we should define the minority members, the minority members are the group of people who run away from situations when they come from them. Instead of to resolve and find a way to resolve the situation in which they are, they quickly abandon the situation that they are in and adopt a new one that they have no idea about. Good. We have been practicing something for the past 30 years. We have been having issues. We want to bring a new system that we don't understand. We are now coming to adopt and learn before we will be able to adopt with it. In 2007, I don't know how old were you, but I was of age to understand how things are now. When the new currency was introduced on 1st July, the old one faded out on 31st December 2007. It took time for the market women to be able to adjust to what is 2 cedi, the old 20,000. Currently, look at the situation that we are in currently. Then we are going to adopt a system of governance.
No meeting and
a system of governance that we are come to put together all the powers of the country into one person for a lifetime. Even the space of 4 years, we are not able to bear. In the space of 4 years where a particular president sits on the throne, we are not able to bear. How more a lifetime? So we have the argument that instead of you running away from the situation we are in currently, we are calling for us to sit down, have a broader consultation. When we are talking about that, when we are talking about, Honorable Agoso believe was reading the title to us.
Order in house.
He said, listen to the reason. Democracy, sustainable democracy, is the future of African countries. Should Ghana improve upon its democracy? And that is what we are talking about. We are the argument that we want to improve upon the democracy in Ghana. Rather than adopting.
Order in the house, please. Minority.
Listen. All adopt a Western constitutional monarchy. Mr. Speaker, what is minority? Minority is a group of people. What is minority, Mr. Speaker? Minority is a group of people who run away from issues when they are being faced with one. Instead of something that we have been practicing, order in the house. Minority with the order. Mr. Speaker, you are distracted. Keep quiet and sit down and listen to me what I'm saying.
He's on floor, so allow him to talk. Okay.
I'm on floor. Mr. Speaker, I'm on floor.
Honorable Amanor, please, point of order. So, let's hear you.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader cannot be doing your work at the same time debating, because we can't be talking and he will be telling us order. What is he putting us to order for? That is not his work to do, so he should put his position at the right position.
Mr. Speaker, you see, what is minority? Minority is a group of people. I'm speaking on the floor. You see, your leader just spoke. You see, what is minority? Minority is a group of people who rushes into drawing conclusion. Good, Mr. Speaker. You just rose to put me to order. Meanwhile, you didn't even introduce yourself while you were putting me to order. You were even out of order while you were speaking. So if we are talking about procedure, please relax.
You should know better. Mr. Speaker, I want the minority leader to apologize for telling us that minority is a group who rushes.
Yeah, you are rushing. Look at your leader. Look at your leader. Your leader will work on the post of order without even following the order.
Majority leader, please kindly apologize, please.
The leader will work on the post of order to put it to order. You are here in order to put it to order. So the argument that they rush, what am I to apologize for? How am I to apologize for you?
Order in the house, please. He's on floor. Order in the house. Majority leader, please. In conclusion. Majority leader, in conclusion.
We are making an argument. We are advocating for an amendment and a review of our constitution. Irrespective of anything that we are saying, we are arguing that wherever is carrying, you do not need a Western monarchy whatsoever. It has not ever that we have to resolve the issue of Western.
Okay.
Anyone who thinks about adopting a white monarchy.
Thank you, majority leader.
Is a group of people who are.
Thank you, majority leader. Okay. Please, make it snappy. Make it snappy. We are far enough.
Kodzi, for Assembly North. Mr. Speaker, I was not.
Order in the house. Honorable Samson, please.
Mr. Speaker, I was not surprised.
Order in the house, please.
Mr. Speaker, I was not surprised seeing the kind of attitude majority caucus are putting up, seeing their chief whip can absent himself without permission. It doesn't surprise me. If you're less,
majority leader, please.
If you speak
order in the house.
Mr. Speaker, you are leader.
Order in the house. Majority leader, please. Please, you are not on floor.
Mr. Speaker, put in order. If you speak on the matter of the floor, if you are put in order, speak on the issues. I want to know.
Majority leader, please. Order in the house, please.
Even you are acting in the capacity as
majority leader, please. Order in the house. He's on floor, please. Proceed.
No wonder. I'm not surprised. Yes, I'm not surprised. Like I always say, I will always continue to say that it's not by noise.
Okay.
Noise doesn't change anything. You understand? It's point. You need to bring that point. He was only making noise. He was only shouting, repeating himself. And that alone shows clearly that it's not about noise. What we are taking is the
majority leader, please. Majority leader, please. Allow him to flow.
Mr. Speaker, we, the minority caucus, in the progress that the Western countries have made out of this constitutional monarchy. We have seen the kind of developments that are going on, and we have seen the behavior of the people of the Western people, of the Western people, which we cannot say here. Democracy has made it these days that you can see a little child talk to you anyhow. It has inculcated disrespect into the little one, even the little one.
In conclusion,
Towards our leaders. So what are they saying? Something that is not giving us any benefit, something we are not benefiting from. We should continue improving. What are we improving? Is it the lack of development? Is it the lack of continuity in the projects that are in the country that they want us to improve upon? So I can let him know that he, as the majority leader, who always makes noise, he only shouts, he doesn't have any point to make. So he should go back and learn. Thank you very much. Know about the kind of
Second deputy speaker takes over. Second deputy speaker takes over. Order in the house. Thank you, honorable member. Second deputy speaker takes over. Honorable members, please let's calm down. Hallelujah. Please let's calm down. Minority, kindly calm down. Majority, please let's we are descending now. We have hit the peak and we are descending now. So let's bring the tempest down. Let's try to make concluding statements and let's not be using our attacking formation again. This time around, let's try to round our points in such a way that we don't attack each other. This debate is mainly not even an attacking one. It's interesting when we are actually going about it. The majority should speak to their side of the debate, minority speak to their side of the debate, and then we are good to go. Honorable members, kindly calm down. Okay. I think the last person who made the points was minority, so majority will. So, honorable Wonder.
Thank you very much. My name is Wonder Gyimah, MP for Amanor constituency and the majority of these very agendas. Mr. Speaker, looking at the debate from both sides and specifically from the minority side, I believe they are heading to a death trap. Because, can we get here for that? Mr. Speaker, looking at the current economic situation we are finding ourselves now, we don't know where we take ourselves out, whether to continue or to take ourselves out. Imagine now bringing monarchy rule into the system. Why the constitution, when we are here, is failing us? Or I don't even know how to put it. And we are not going to bring monarchy into the system. When are we going to acquaint ourselves to that situation? I mean, the rule. I think they should just come and then join us, and then we talk about the constitutional rule. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Believe.
As a regular person, if you are driving to a road and the road is blocked, you lose to stand there so the road is open, or you have to go by and use different roads. In Ghana, the constitution is not working. And our constitution, our law, is English law. That's our mind. And we are practicing monarchy system. And we are saying that we are practicing democracy, and it's not working for us. It's not working. And it's not working for us. And the road is blocked. So we need to find a new direction. So we from the minority are saying that for many years before I was born, it was democracy, and it was not working. So can we find different roads where our forefathers have been practicing monarchy, and it's working for them? So can't we also follow our leaders and see what will happen to us? Thank you.
Honorable members, I like how we are coming down. Let's keep in the same trajectory. Honorable.
Thank you. My name is I'd like to ask our honorable member.
you have to look at your own situation. For me to say that, let's say you are in the house of your hand, looking at somebody else who they different country like that. They are doing different things to prosper. That doesn't mean possible. So Ghana having a constitutional system, we should just do the right thing and reviewing the best.
Honorable member, proceed.
We should just review our constitution to put the wrong things in the right order. Forget them, just do away with the Western monarchy. We should just do away with the Western monarchy. We just go by the constitutional way. Just put the wrong things right and go.
Thank you very much, honorable member, for your points well made. Honorable Jones.
Mr. Speaker, Hon Jones Amegashie-Viglo, interim MP. Mr. Speaker, I want to make my last statement as an interim MP before I depart from this room. Mr. Speaker, if indeed you are trying something and it's not working, we try the order. That is what we have been doing since 1960. Trying this, and now we have a hybrid democracy. Mr. Speaker, as they stated, the Constitution was drafted to protect a military man. So if we know very well that is for military, why didn't we change it? It's because they are enjoying the loopholes. Mr. Speaker, the issue I have is that Africans in particular, greed is the reason why we are needing to stand for the right thing. Because I want to chop. You know that you have to review the Constitution. But because you are enjoying it, Mr. Speaker, had it been that we were using the Western constitutional monarchy, you cannot continue to do that. Because you know you are not serving yourself. The government is for His Excellency, His Majesty, the King. So you need to act in good faith. The King can as well pressure you to resign. But because we have an elected status, no matter what you do, you can't take me out. But the Prime Minister is the leader of the majority party in Parliament. And when you are fooling, or people will pressure you to resign, there is no tenure. It is at the pleasure of His Excellency the King, His Majesty the King. That is the issue we are having. Because it is an elected status, no matter what you do, I go still there. But with the Western constitutional monarchy, you are serving at His Majesty's pleasure. So therefore, you are careful. You will not start a project, and then after you win election now, you no go hear anything. Akufo-Addo inaugurated or cut short for a lot of projects in 2020. We are not hearing anything as of now. It is because of election. And right now, because it's not going to get, he doesn't care about anyone. But if it was that he was a prime minister, you know, so your people can pressure you, or they can change you as the leader of that party. So what? Your brain work. That is the issue we are having. If we want improved democracy, change the constitution now, and change the mind. Another issue we have is that we are not able to accept criticism. We are telling that what you are doing is bad, and this is what you run. Because you know that we can't do anything. In fact, you want to take us out. The MPs who stood against the finance minister, I'm sure by now they are making projects. They can't accept that they are at fault. We don't like accepting that we are at fault. Let's learn to accept our mistake, and our democracy will grow. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Robert. Honorable members, we are winding down to our last statement. So we should keep it precise, direct, no attacks, and then let's finish up. Last two submissions from both sides.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm Robert Fiaono, an MP for Amasama constituency. Yeah, we are still ongoing, but I want to do some comparisons so that we can all see something here. During Kufuor's regime, comparing Kufuor's regime to Akufo-Addo's regime, which they all practice the same system called democracy system. Let's compare their development, or let's compare that two systems and see, is it not the same democracy? But didn't Kufuor do better than what we are seeing today? At Ame's time to Akufo-Addo's time, we they all practice the same democracy. Are we in the same situation we are seeing today compared to those ones? Are they all not human beings? I'm saying this because you see, the system has no problem, but the people on the system, that is the problem we have. So we need to work thoroughly on the people. We the people sitting here, we need to work on ourselves before we mount on the podium to be leaders of this country, because we are also having the same bad attitude. The system has no problem, but the attitude of the people on the system, that is the problem. There was one of the G8 country, I think, I've forgotten the country, who says that if Ghana will allow them to come and take over, they should come and take over our countries, and we should go and take over their country, within 10 years, they will change Ghana forever. They will change Ghana. Why? They are still coming to use the same system as we are going to use. I wish we could search and get that. They say they will change Ghana within 10 years. One of the G8 countries. But they are afraid that when we went to their country, we are going to destroy things because of our attitude. So the system is not wrong, but we the people on the system, we rather need to be changed. Democracy is not bad. So that is why we need to improve upon democracy. We having a long-term action plan, whereby we have like maybe 50 years action plan, and this is an improvement, where we have the same policies that when maybe Akufo-Addo come and work 4 years, we give you, we have an action plan, so you have to work on that. When somebody comes 4 years, you are still going to continue what the person is doing before. So that is the improvement we need. That's reviewing and then changing or amending some of our articles in the Constitution, and also we changing our attitude, but not the system. The people are abusing the people on the system, not the system. So we need to look at that. So thank you very much. Democracy is very good, and then we just need to adjust. We are adopting the monarchical system. We are now coming to acclimatize to the system, and it will take a lot of time for we to cope or acclimatize to the system, and it will take us back again. So we just need to manage the current one we are having and then improve upon it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, I think after this we are taking concluding statements from both sides of the House, which will be taken by the leaders. So I'll have to take only 1 point from the minority now. Okay, Honorable Victor, you had time to speak, so let the Honorable member also.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm Adam Usman, MP for Ashaiman. Mr. Speaker, we can attest to the fact that democracy in well-established countries are backsliding. The same democracy is being ill-served by the very elected leaders. I thank God my learned colleague from the other side compared Kufuor's era and that of Akufo-Addo. Mr. Speaker, if you are having a system and the people on the system are not able to use the system, then what's the use of the system? If there's a system and you are not able to use it very well, and there's another system that you know people can adjust to it, people can use it very well, then what's the use of that system? Why are you keeping that system? Mr. Speaker, on this note, I want to say the democracy we are talking about, we have tried it for more than 30 years and it's not working for us. So why don't we adapt the constitutional monarchical rule? Then we'll see what will happen next. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable members, now we take concluding statement from the leaders of the House, starting from the minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. By the name Francis Kwakye, MP for Afram Place North. chairperson for good governance and democracy, yet against democracy. I just want to conclude my debate by saying that as someone or as people who believe that when I'm trying something and it's not working for me, I should have an alternative. And being a group of people that are trying to use the constitutional monarchical system as our alternative, we believe that the majority side of the house will go sit down, think deep, look at how far we have come as a country practicing democracy and the kind of harm it has caused to us as an Africans and as Ghanaians, and then come back and come in agreement with us that we rather practice the constitutional monarchy because it will be the best way and a good way to go. To conclude with, I want to say that myself, who is the age mate of the constitution, myself, who is the age mate of the constitution, I have not seen anything reasonable. I haven't seen anything good with the constitution that has been amended to protect one single man. Is that not monarchy? Yes, that is monarchy. If the constitution is to protect just one person, then that is the same thing we are talking about. It is the same monarchy. It is only that you deceive us at the end of 4 years, we will queue and then vote for somebody. Even if the person doesn't win, he can use military force to say that I have won. Is that not monarchy? In fact, the dictatorship that we are even experiencing in this democracy system is more dangerous than practicing the constitutional monarchy. I don't want to go further. I just want to say thank you very much for this privilege. I believe that the other side of the house will learn and come back and conclude this. And let me read this for them very well. To a conclusion, as of today, more of the countries have developed more what? Read that.
Mr. Speaker, let me read it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Vixen Baisalo. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, this is what I've jotted down for all of us to deliberate about. So, as for today, most countries have adopted more democratic form of government, a replacement of monarchical system, even though the bittersweet it may come with its pros and cons. So at the end of the day, yes, I know that going back to monarchical this thing, the constitutional this thing will be a bit of a problem, but as we are all learning, let's try to improve upon. Yes, even because of the Western constitutional monarchy, we will not also be debating on that aspect. But at the end of the day, let's find a way out to do things so that the common Ghanaian will not be suffering, even though we are in a democratic country. That's what I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The majority side of the house.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and the guys. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor, Ningo Pampram Constituency Youth MP. Mr. Speaker, when they were speaking, I was quietly listening to what they were saying, and it continued to baffle my mind every now and then. I was trying to understand what they were saying, but I'll just keep it as such. Mr. Speaker, we were of the argument that we should improve upon the current constitutional structure that we have. There we believe we can be able to move from wherever we are currently into prosperity as Ghana. How many countries in the world practice monarchical systems compared to those who practice constitutional systems? We are having a country with the illiteracy system. Illiterate people constitute more population than those who are educated. Now you are adopting a system that we are coming to take time to teach the people how it works. The democracy that we've practiced over the years, we've not been able to let it go down to the people so that they will understand. Now we are I'm going to my grandma's village in my name to go and explain to her that we will no more elect presidents, but we are coming to harness the entire country's powers to one person. Just count the number of years it is going to take for us to understand what we are doing. Mr. Speaker, just understand how the going through. When you were Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, let me use as an example. When we were transitioning from the old constitution to the new constitution, look at the hell it took us through, and look at the hell we are still going through to move. We did not say that after that material time, when the president was the chairperson of the General Assembly, we wanted to go another way around. We improved upon the constitution. We didn't bring another system elsewhere. We improved upon this. And that should be telling you that where we are in Ghana currently, we don't need monarchy. Even the local monarchy system we practice, look at the chaos that is causing. Look at Yana. Look at when Yana died in 2000. Look at the number of people that died. Mr. Speaker, I was here when they were speaking though. Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, I was here when they were speaking. I was here when they were speaking. Thank you very much. When Yana died, look at the number of people. Look at our local monarchy system that we practiced. Until 2019, before a new Yana was reinstituted. In Ningo, where I come from, the last king that died in 1986. Up to now, we don't have a king. By virtue that two families are on the verge that they qualify to be the paramount chief of Ningo. So in the situation whereby we blacks, and then you see, we want to compare ourselves to the white people who came to colonize us, we are going to adopt their system that they've practiced over the years. Now we are having Muslims in Ghana. We are having Christians in Ghana. We are having traditionalists in Ghana. Even currently, we are holding the argument that a Muslim can become president of Ghana. We hold the argument. And people are going to use that against Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Mohammed is not a Muslim. Point of correction. Hey, Mohammed, point of correction. Mohammed is not a Muslim. Mohammed is not a Muslim. Mohammed is not a Muslim. Please, Chief Imam.
Honorable members, honorable majority leader, honorable members, please, I would like us to try as much as possible not to play too much religious cards, not to play too much ethnic-centered cards. Honorable members, please.
Mr. Speaker, I'm building my point.
I know you are building your point, but I'm just trying to guide us to the right line.
It's very important. It is. Look at the diverse ethnic structure we have in Ghana. Even the three religions that we have in Ghana don't correlate sometimes. Now come to speak about the over 47 ethnic groups we have in Ghana. When you look at Italy, in Spain, majority of them are Catholics. So it is not of an issue for them to be what? To have a monarchy system. In our situation, whilst we have Christians who are Catholics, we have Christians who are charismatic, we have Christians who are Pentecostals. Even the same God that they serve, they don't have the same procedure to serve the same God. Now come to talk about the person who is going to lead the whole country, harnessing the entire country's power to the third person. That is why we have the argument that we elect who becomes our leader. Let the layman, let my grandmother in Suhu, my name, have the voice in selecting who becomes the leader of the country. Rather than he sitting at one place. Who told you those who are in Britain currently are happy about the monarchy system that they have? They are not. But by virtue that has been the culture, Queen Elizabeth took over power in 1926, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Queen Elizabeth took power.
Your time is passing.
Mr. Speaker,
conclude.
Queen Elizabeth took over Britain 1926, meaning Britain has been practicing this monarchy system since the 14th, in the 9th centuries. And then we are going to adopt something that has been practiced over 13,000 years, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, something that has been practiced over 13,000. We are going to adopt it because we are having issues with ours, Mr. Speaker. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Your point of order is out of order, so please don't put it up.
Honorable Amanor, I've been put to order.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to allow this order because I'm on the floor speaking. Mr. Speaker, I'm speaking. Mr. Speaker, I'm not allowing you.
Honorable Amanor, resume your seat.
I'm not resuming my seat, Mr. Speaker. I'm not resuming my seat. I'm on the floor.
Honorable
Mr. Speaker, I'm on the floor speaking. This is the Mr. Speaker, I'm on the floor. For a defense that is putting this water, that
Honorable Amanor,
Mr. Speaker, I'm not concluded. I'm not concluded. I'm not concluded. I'm still on my feet. I'm not just speaking.
Honorable Amanor, you are wasting the house of it. Honorable members,
Mr. Speaker, when they were speaking, you were allowed to sit down.
Honorable Amanor, from experience, I've been a speaker, you've been a speaker. You know how it works. Whether he has a point or not, when there's a point of
the order makes no sense.
the order out. Honorable Amanor, you wait until he puts the order out.
He's going to waste all of us our time. He's going to waste all of us our time.
Honorable Amanor, the fact that they asked you to resume your seat has already wasted our time. Honorable Amanor, I'm still insisting as the Speaker of this House, otherwise the House is not proceeding.
I don't be here. We are here. Mr. Speaker, we are here.
Honorable Amanor, resume your seat.
Mr. Speaker, until I conclude my statement, I'm not resuming.
Honorable Amanor, what you are doing is complete insubordination to the high table of the Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, you are to know.
Resume your seat. We take the point of order from Honorable Francis. We see whether it makes sense or not. Then you are given the opportunity to proceed.
When the point of order is out, you will not put
Honorable, you were making too much noise and I wanted to calm you by allowing you to sit. Resume standing. Honorable Francis, what is your point of order? Honorable members, order in my house. Order. Honorable Francis, you have the floor.
Thank you. I just want to say that when he was talking, I could see that he's just bringing the same issues around.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, Honorable Francis, thank you very much for your point of order. Your point is well upheld. Please, Honorable members, quiet down. Honorable Amanor, conclude. Honorable Amanor, Honorable Amanor, there is an issue on floor. Honorable Amanor, there is an issue on floor that you are expected to speak to. Kindly do justice to that and stop drawing back the whole house.
When it comes to debate, I want my colleagues at the other end to relax and learn. We learn for the future. And to conclude, Mr. Speaker, what I want you to understand, he is fond of that. All of us. He is fond of that. Riding on the point of order and making a completely different.
Honorable Francis, resume your seat.
Mr. Speaker, that's personal attack.
Honorable Amanor, I would like. Honorable Amanor, I want us to speak to the issue and stop the personal attack. Honorable Amanor, you were given the opportunity to make your concluding statement on the issue. You were taking too much time and I told you to conclude. We're still taking too much time. I'm still asking you to conclude. It is not about how much you prove that you are resilient to submission. Kindly call back to yourself, do the needful, and let us move forward.
Yes, Speaker, as I was saying, 10 minutes are possible. You see some of the stuff.
Honorable Amanor, in conclusion.
You see,
Honorable Amanor, honestly, you are trying to drag the house. What is your point? Make your point. Honorable, make your point. Honorable Amanor, what is your point?
Yes. So when you get the mind, you speak. But here that is you see you are
Honorable Amanor.
Unto the minority because I'm not making my
Honorable members, silence in the house. Silence in the house. Let us all quiet down. Let our tempers calm down. Honorable members, let's quiet down. Honorable Enoch, kindly give me your phone. Honorable Amanor, I'm giving you extra 1 minute.
So, Mr. Speaker,
out of my benevolence, you don't go above that. I'm showing the time to the whole house.
Mr. Speaker, to conclude, constitutional review is the way to go. And then we all want a future where Ghana will be better, where we will change our attitude for a better Ghana. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, thank you very much. Honorable members, thank you very much. I think this has been one of the most eventful and exciting debates we've had in this house. And arguably, I would say I'm impressed by the fact that a lot of new MPs were able to hold the fort and then make submissions. For the MPs that weren't able to make submissions, I was telling some new MPs earlier that my very first time in HTU SRC Parliament, I was at the back and then they were debating an issue. I wanted to speak to the issue and I just raised my hand. I was there for a long time. When I was finally called, I got up and I forgot what I wanted to say. So the best I did to help myself was I just nodded my head and I sat back. Everybody was confused, but because the house was already heated, they just proceeded without me. So it's a learning ground. We had a colleague who told us that we are still in the school of learning. So it's a learning ground. Everybody can be able to even sit here and act in the position of the speaker. So I thank you all for your input to this debate. I think as the motion suggests, sustainable democracy is the future of African countries. That is the very first line of the motion. So it is already giving us an idea that the future of Africa as a continent is more or less dependent on sustainable democracy. And if I say this, I'm not saying it to side with the majority, because the minority in their submission also is making a point that suggests that in the constitutional monarchy we have some form of democracy in there, which has to do with the fact that the MPs are elected and then when they assemble, before we have a prime minister who is the president more or less, before the monarch tends to be the ceremonial head. So whichever way you take it, it means the sustainable democracy is still a force to reckon with. So in the same light, you must be able to appreciate that no matter how different we are viewing things. It might be a 9 from your perspective, it might be a 6 from somebody's perspective also. So instead of arguing and fighting over all this, let's try to appreciate the brighter side of both sides. If we are here as a country, Ghana, if we are talking about Africa as a whole, what will work for us? If there's pain, everybody feels it. If there's enjoyment, everybody feels it. Therefore, we must all be able to appreciate and come to a consensus on what will best work in our collective interest. There's been a lot of very brilliant points that members made, and if I want to refer to them, we might not conclude. So in conclusion, I would like to bring to the attention of the House that yes, both of the sides of the debate, talking about improving on democracy and then the adoption of the Western constitutional monarchy might be the way to go. But in a nutshell, we are looking at a system. If we have the monarchical system, it is also a system. Democracy is also a system. But how is the system impacting on us? How is the system helping us? So it comes down to the point that suggests that rather than looking for alternatives, what about trying to work hard to strengthen the system? If we have the monarchical system, we will still have to strengthen it. If we have the democracy, we will still have to strengthen it. So, honorable members, on this note, we are bringing our debate to a halt, and we are hopeful that the next debate will equally be as heated as this one, will equally be fun-packed as this one. Thank you very much, especially to the new MPs for making time out of their busy schedule to be part of this debate. I want to thank the minority side of the House for a very brilliant display, same as the majority side of the House for their intellectual display. Honorable members, on this note, I would like us all to smoke a peace pipe since there's a little blazing up here on issues. And please, when we finish, regardless of the side you were standing for, please try as much as possible to network. Get to know a friend, get to socialize with somebody, and take pictures, because we have MPs seated here, we have presidents, we have ministers. You can show your children and your children's children that you were part of a movement once upon a time, and whoever is the MP now was your friend. Honorable members, thank you very much. The Right Honorable Speaker, the Right Honorable Jones Amegashie-Viglo to take the chair.
Honorable members, thank you very much for a fruitful debate. Honorable members, all down in the House, we'll proceed straight to item 19, right? Or if you rename it 13. Yes, we'll proceed to item 13. Adjournment to the 7th Parliamentary Sitting, which is slated for February. Leadership is considering 19th February, but we'll finalize and get back to you. Before I invite the leaders to move the motion for adjournment, may I state that I want to apologize for not being able to make at least some refreshments available for the human anatomy. It is due to a little disappointment from the person we gave the arrangement to. But I want to assure you that at the next sitting, we'll ensure that it will be available. I want to thank the team of MPs who aided us in recording this sitting. I'm sure the next sitting will be streamed. This is the first time they are doing it, so they are trying to adapt to the environment. And also, I want to thank all my MPs for doing very well. And the next sitting will be on fire. Hopefully, it could even be possible that we might meet in even a different venue. because we have access to other venues, but we are looking at all possibilities. Other members, I want to encourage you all to make use of the committees you have created. It's like the committees are becoming dormant. So please, the committee pages are the most deliberative points. Speak with your chairs and have the decisions on your core mandate. The YIP contact to share your functions over there, and I'm sure by tomorrow all the select committee groups will be formed, and then you join it, and then the committee process as well have been designed. So you see it. And then all the MPs who your posters have not been shared, right after 1st February, we'll start publishing all your posters. And after we are done publishing, then we'll proceed to publish the committee posters and then the general posters. We even have a poster with all the MPs on it per caucus base. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully by March, April, we should be done. Then from there, it's all about preparing the grounds for the 3rd Parliament to be formed. So honourable members, I want to thank you very much. Majority Leader, motion for adjournment. Kindly speak loud so that my camera can pick your voice. Majority Leader, motion for adjournment. Honorable Vixen, what do you have for us? Oh, please don't worry. The YIP contact will ensure that all those are done. So don't worry. It will sort that out. Thank you very much. It's been noted. Majority Leader, honourable members, order. Majority Leader, motion for adjournment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. People from North 2020. It has been all fun. So, it was a bit heated.
Honorable, please. You are interjecting without my approval. Please, the majority leader is on floor. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. Youth and people from and I'm now joy, and as usual, majority of the members have left before the meeting comes to an end. It's a training process. So we not like we keep here, but it's all fun to be here. Though the debate was here, we broke some few rules, and it was all part of the game there for the future. So, in the absence of any further deliberation, I move for this out to be adjourned to the next meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Minority Leader, kindly second the motion for adjournment.
Thank you, Speaker. I second the motion that the House
Honourable members, order. As a matter of fact, I didn't hear anything.
The lady was so fast.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I go by the name Francis Kwakye, representing the good people of Africa. I second the motion that the House is adjourned to the next session.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, if you are yet to sign your attendance, ensure you go and sign it at the back. And if you are yet to take your appointment letter, the Deputy Clerk Publicity will give it to you. And sign your oath book if you are yet to do it. Honourable members, motion moved and seconded for the House to adjourn to S7th Parliamentary Sitting, scheduled for February. In fact, even before I do that, may I thank my deputies, the Honourable Felix Kwakye, Youth MP for Afadato South, for doing a human job, chairing the debate. Assisted by the acting second deputy speaker, Honorable Enoch Kwame Sodoji, Youth MP for Sige, for also aiding in chairing the House in the debate. Yes, Majority Leader, you have something to add. Let's hear you. Before I put the question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I respond to Amanor. It escaped me when I was taking my moving the motion for the amendment. My deputy majority leader, the second deputy speaker, and some few other members have put it upon themselves that they want to go against our deadline, which is absenting themselves from 3 cities without permission. I want it to be a record that should it happen that we come to the next city and my own deputy leader, and then the minority leader, and then the deputy speaker is not present at that city, we will do the next. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable members, order. Honorable members, order. Honorable members, motion moved and seconded for the House to adjourn to its second sitting in February. I now put the question to the House. All honorable members in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Not in favor of the motion say nay. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion carries. Therefore, this House duly stands adjourned to its second, 7th parliamentary sitting to be scheduled in February.